Here we discuss group 14 carbon group of the periodic table, all the elements and compounds. The carbon family, that is group 14, in the P block contains carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead and flerovium. Each of these elements has only 2 electrons in its outermost p orbital. Each has the electronic configuration ns2 and p2. The group protein elements tend to adopt oxidation states of +4 and for the heavier elements +2 due to the inert pair effect. Now carbon is one of the most common elements on earth, we all know, and it greatly influences everyday life. Common molecules containing carbon include carbon dioxide and methane. Many scientists in a variety of fields study of carbon. Biologists investigating the origins of life, oceanographers measuring the acidification of oceans, and engineers developing diamond film tools. This article details the periodic properties of the carbon family and briefly discusses the individual properties of carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, and lead. The elements of group 14, how they are discovered. They show a great range of chemical behavior that is different from the other families in the periodic table. Now, three of the five elements, that is carbon, tin, and lead, have been known in ancient time. For example, some of the oldest writings are Egyptian hieroglyphics written on papyrus with ink made from lampblack, a finely divided carbon soot produced by the incomplete combustion of hydrocarbons. Activated carbon is an even more finely divided form of carbon that is produced from the thermal decomposition of organic materials such as sawdust. Because it absorbs many organic and sulfur-containing compounds, activated carbon is used to decolorize food such as sugar and to purify gases and wastewater. Tin copper ores are often found together in nature. We very well know their alloy, that is bronze, was probably discovered before either element, a discovery that led to the Bronze Age. The heaviest element in group 14, lead, is such a soft and malleable metal that the ancient Romans used thin lead foils as writing tablets, as well as lead cookware and lead pipes for plumbing. Now we can recall the atomic symbol for tin and lead. Now we see that Latin names stannum and plumbum, they are generated from. Although the first glasses were prepared from silica, that is silicon oxide SiO2, around 1500 BC, elemental silicon was not prepared until 1824 because of its high affinity for oxygen. Jeans Jacob Berzelius was finally able to obtain amorphous silicon by reducing Na2SiF6 with molten potassium. Now we see the general properties of group 14 elements. Once again we see there is a large difference between the lightest element, that is carbon, and the others elements in the properties like size, ionization energy and electronegativity. Why does it appears that shows the same trend as in group 13? The second and third elements silicon and germanium are similar. There is a reversal in the trends for some properties such as ionization energy between the fourth and fifth elements tin and lead. But like group 13, these elements show the effects that can be explained by the presence of the filled inner n-1d and n-2f subshells, whose electrons are relatively poor at screening the outermost electrons from the higher nuclear charge. Now we see the tabular form of these selected properties, which are shown in this symbolic form: atomic symbols of carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead, and their atomic number, then atomic masses and their valence electronic configuration are given, on which all these following properties are dependent, that is melting point, boiling point, density at 25 degrees centigrade, atomic radius, first ionization energy, then most common oxidation state and ionic radius, Then electron affinity, electron negativity, and the last one is standard reduction potential. All these comparative values are given which show the trends in the periodic table. Members of group 14 conform well to general periodic trends. That is, their atomic radii increases down the group and the ionization energies decreases. Metallic properties increases down the group. Carbon is a non-metal. Then silicon and germanium, we all know they are semiconductors and they are metalloids. And tin and lead are poor metals. They conduct heat and electricity less effectively than other metals such as copper. So we see this group is very distinct in its combiningly containing non-metals, metalloids and the metals. Despite their adherence to periodic trends, the properties of the carbon family vary greatly. For example, carbon is a nonmetal and behaves as such, whereas tin and lead behave entirely as metals in their elemental solid states. The group 14 metalloids, silicon and germanium, act as electrical semiconductors, although silicon is largely nonmetallic. Their electrical conductivity can be affected in various degrees by doping or adding of group 13 or group 15 elements in varying concentrations to the group 14 solid matrix. These semiconductor properties have wide application for circuitry components in the electronics industries such as diodes, transistors, and integrated circuit chips. Now the chemical properties are also varyingly shown in this table. The production of reaction with the oxygen gives carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide with non-metal carbon, then metalloid silicon dioxide, germanium dioxide, metalloid, then the poor metals tin gives stannous oxide and plumbous oxide. Now type of oxides are also of varying nature, that is acidic, then it slowly turns to neutral and then totally amphoteric. Then reaction with nitrogen, halogen and hydrogen gives hydrides, halides and nitrides. Now the carbon, which is the most abundant element on earth, it is of particular interest in organic chemistry as it is distinguished feature of an organic compound. It is also considered the backbone of biology as all the life forms on earth are carbon based. Now this is the due to the two important qualities of carbon, that is its size and its unique electronic configuration. Because carbon atoms are small, their p orbital electrons overlap considerably and enable pi bonds to form. Now compare these molecular structures of carbon dioxide and silicon dioxide as they are given below. Carbon forming double bond with two of the oxygen atoms, while silicon forming the tetrahedral structure with the various oxygen atoms. Carbon dioxide has double bonds between carbon and oxygen, whereas SiO2 has single bonds. Carbon dioxide molecule exists freely in the gas phase. Silicon dioxide molecule by contrast always exists differently. Carbon's electronic configuration allows it to form very stable bonds with oxygen and hydrogen. These bonds store an enormous amount of energy. The formation, that is the fixation, and breakage, that is combustion of these bonds in the carbon cycle facilitate earthly life. Now carbon fixation in photosynthesis. Plants use energy from the sun and chlorophyll molecules to turn gaseous carbon dioxide from the atmosphere into simple carbohydrates like glucose. The very well universal reaction is carbon dioxide reacts with the same number of molecules of water and energy to form C6H12O6 and liberates oxygen. Then carbon combustion. In aerobic respiration, plants and animals break carbohydrates into carbon dioxide and water and use the released energy to fuel biological activities like growth, movement, and in addition, the combustion of carbohydrates found in fossil fuels provides energy needed for all the modern activities in the today's world. The combustion reaction is shown here, that is C6H12O6. Combustion takes place with oxygen to liberate carbon dioxide, water and energy. Then next is sulfur. Carbon is the element with the most allotropes. Carbon has three main solid state allotropes, that is graphite, diamond and fullerenes, just like sulfur. Most commonly known of which Buckminster fullerene is also known, that is the buckyball, because it is in the form of a ball. These allotropes differ greatly in structure but are widely used in the modern production. This we continue in the next part of this topic.